In this life we have only one try. Only one try.
Must have a liberation. United Black Comedic Nation. That's the situation.
Black sisters to the right, black brothers to the left. Original cold black fist against my chest. Brave, bold, and cold. They be the warriors. Salute to the soldiers. Salute to the soldiers. Black unity, black family. It's time for you and me to start the gathering. Just be black, unite, we clap black. Little rock and roll, stay on cold. Gotta have that. NFAC operation, nation fish. United Black principles. In its sense, all for the pride of the people. Breaking the chains of the evil. Devilish dust to well as dream. They pretend I get up in 100 years of pain. They say all must come to an end. But one way is wrong, I'm marching on your lawn. Signs of the last day, what you waiting on? Come together, one million. Get together, one million. We come together, one million. Come together, one million. We got to get together, 1 million. When we come together, 1 million. Come together, 1 million.
mic? How about that mic right there? Test 1 2, mic check. Mic 1 2, right? Yeah, 1 2. So I got all these mics connected to this thing. All right, let me know if you can hear me right now. I'm going to check 1 2. Let me know if you can hear. I'm going to test this mic right here. All right, cool. So we will commence. Since y'all can hear me pretty good, I can see the mic is beaming right there, so that's pretty good volume right there. I want to begin by saying Salam Alaikum, Shalom, Hotep, peace be with you. I'll even say it on some other levels, Paz sobre vosotros. I say it in Soninke, my wife taught me it, but the only word I can think of is Majin right now, Majin. So I'm trying to represent on all, I like to manifest, on all sides of the act, all sides of the axis, all sides of the circle, all sides of the square, within the circle, out at the circumference of the circle, etc., etc. Okay. So I'm still being told nobody's hearing any sound. So here's what I'm going to do, because I need to make sure that we're able to hear some sound. So I'm going to turn on a few mics like that. I can hear myself. All right. Sounds crystal clear. There we are. I feel renewed when I can hear my voice like this. Okay. So let me know if you hear my voice. All right. You hear my voice? Let me know. I can hear you, brother. All right. Good. So let's begin. I keep trying to get this off. First of all, I'm Abdul, aka Questman, your host. Salam alaikum, shalom, hotep, peace be with you. Paz sobre vosotros. Shalom. I just like to just all of that to the beloved black family, because that's how much this means to me. Because we have a job to do. We have a job to do on all fronts. Brothers and sisters on the ground, fully equipped, fully armed on all levels. Boots on the ground on all levels, black family. We've got work to do. We've got our work cut out. The title that we have today for this particular live is For Unity We Must Know. This episode being, are you making your life worthy or a waste? That's a question. I can't answer it for you. You can't answer it for me. But at the end of the day, you know. I know. You know the answer, right? If your life is worthy or a waste. Okay, let's minimize that. So, let's start right here. I want to begin as I would on a general Friday if I was inside of my place of devotion, of contemplation, of prostration. I would begin by saying, in the name of the God, the compassionate, the merciful. And with that, I want to cite a particular passage to start us off with, something to think about as we continue forth. The passage being sourced from the Quran, 52, that's Surah 52, ayat or chapter 52, ayat or verse 33, in which it translates, are they a people of reasoning, or are they a rebellious type? Okay? So again, let me remind you the question, the topic, goes with, are you worthy? As in, are you among the righteous? Or are you, let me say this, are you worthy or are you among the righteous? Are you of those struggling for a noble cause? In what way are you utilizing your life while you live it on this planet? And if you say that, in fact, I am worthy, I am righteous, I am struggling for a noble cause, how do you know? What is your proof? What is your premises? What is your foundation for your claim? If one asks you to present some form of proof to validate your claims of being worthy or righteous, how would you establish the proof? How do you know you're not a waste? How do you know you're not just taking up space? How do you know that what you're doing, your actions, your words, are a complete waste of time or of something worth note? Let's put it this way. Let's use our imagination, our imagination. Let's think sci-fi for a while, just for a little bit. Imagine an extraterrestrial, a being not from this planet, stops by this planet looking for anything worth of noting, anything showing generational influence. That means something that can impact generations in your time and in time afterwards. Would he, she, whatever that extraterrestrial being is, would he or she look at you and say, and ponder and wonder with awe? Or would he or she look at you and then look away as though you were just another of the same, a complete waste of time, a complete waste of space? What part do you play in this existence? Let me explain it this way. Earth, one planet that revolves around a star we call the sun. Our ancestors used this symbolically, terming it Ra. Okay? So, this one planet, we call her home. The sun and its other planets, we call the solar system. This particular solar system, we find it in a galaxy which is called today the Milky Way. One galaxy amongst many. And I'm asking you, are you worthy of even existing? Are you doing anything that synchronizes with being in all that is? Only you can answer that. Only you can answer that. And if you say that if you're trying to be honest, yay or nay, and you say that you are not worthy, then what do you do to get to that point? What makes you worthy? Okay? What makes you worthy of your existence? And one of the things that I can do is I can cite the definition of worthy according to the popular dictionaries. We have it as an adjective. Number one, having or showing the qualities or abilities that merit recognition in a specific way. Quote, issues worthy of further consideration. Worthy, a noun. A person notable or important in a particular sphere. Worthy. The contrast that I used was waste, or the contrary that I used was waste. Waste, or waste, plural, are unwanted or unusable materials. Waste is any substance which is discarded after primary use or is worthless, defective, and of no use. Okay, I'll leave that part there. I'm just giving you something to think about. This isn't an attack. This isn't some type of bombardment in your mentality or a degradation of your intelligence. No assault going on here. Just, one, as you know, the light dome is one of the names that we have here. Just something to think about. Okay, let me continue on. And this is for particularly, this is directed towards the naysayers. The naysayers, the imitators, the haters, the betrayers, all of those that, still to this day have something to say. I'm going to say something. I'm going to tell you why I support our brother Grandmaster Jay. And when I'm saying support, that means I agree with much of what the brother, the honored brother, is standing for, or has expressly stand for, from what I can see, and haven't seen anything to this day contrary to that. Or any evidence proving me that the brother doesn't stand for other than what he has said he stands for. Why I support the brother's legal defense fund and recommend others of the black community to do the same is not simply about the individual himself. Okay, Grandmaster Jay is one human, but a respected human. Don't make any mistake. But the principle of what it means to want for your brother what you want for yourself, okay? And in this case, wanting for my people what I want for myself. I'm not doing it because I agree or disagree. Suppose I disagreed with the philosophy all in whole scale with the brother. Suppose I didn't agree with anything, okay? But there's a principle here that many of you naysayers are forgetting. We are a people struggling and have been struggling for 400 plus years, if not longer, if you want to be technical, for black unification, for true freedom. And when and where any glimmer of hope, any sign of light toward that direction shows itself, it only makes sense that that cause, if you are among those people we call the black nation, that you support that cause. And not only that, that if any one of us struggle in the caliber of that person that is struggling had been doing something and found themselves in said struggle because of the actions they were doing that were in our cause and in our interest, it only makes sense that we be considerate enough to offer support, whether you agree or disagree. If it was any particular person, if it was I can't think of any name right now, but if it was any person that we happen to disagree with, there goes my cat, my partner, but you knew that he was sincere and about that cause, I would support him. If he was in the same situation, I would support him. Why? Because if I were in that situation, and I'm no great leader or nothing like that in this side of this world, and I really don't want to be. The greatness that I want, this world can't even hold it. It's too heavy. So, want for yourself what you want for your brother. Want for your brother what you want for yourself. That's the principle. That's the principle that hard-hearted minds can't see. See, here's the thing. I would respect someone like, I'll say a name, Moorish World TV. I would respect ones like that if they were supporting a person when they were down. Regardless, okay, we know these are adamant opponents. They are adamant. They've announced their opposition. Fine. No one has anything against the fact that you have your view, I have mine, and you haven't been convinced by anything that those supporters of have said, and many of the supporters of aren't quite convinced, if at all, of the things that ones like you have said. But here's a real situation that beckons our attention as a black people. And it means that our egos, our differences of opinions are put aside for the sake of what's at stake right here. A brother who put his neck on the line for the cause of his people. Whether you believe the authenticity of his authority, that's between you and that person. Okay? But wanting for your brother what you want for yourself. Because basically you're saying, all of you naysayers, that what you are presenting is what you want for yourself. And better believe the road that you travel, it's there for you to have in its due time. So that's the general principle of why I support and donate and recommend and highly encourage others amongst the community to donate and support that GoFundMe of beloved Grandmaster Jay. It's a golden rule, they say. To do unto others as you would want them to do to you. And why is that such a golden principle anyway? It requires a selfless quality. And I've spoken about selflessness in some other videos. That you are doing for others, not because you expect it from them, something from them back, but it is how you would want to have been treated if you were in the same situation. Okay, so some of you brothers, some of you say the brother is faking it. How many times has a drunk or a druggie come to my window asking for money or for something to eat? Whoever the beggar be, if I give, it is not my concern in the least what they do with the money. Of course, I might advise them like, hey, brother, why don't you go and get you something, decent to eat for yourself? Why don't you do something, why don't you save it and wait until you really need it? I might give that advice, but I didn't put the money in his hand to dictate his decision-making skills, okay? I don't know how he got himself into that predicament to begin with, but I'm not there for that. I'm not concerned about that. What I'm concerned is what's in me and what I see that I should be doing in response to this. And so I give. The objective is very difficult to see when the big-headed ego gets in the way. I'm living proof as to how folks can change for the better if they are in fact up to no good and someone gives them the concern, the care, they offer them peace. You can become better. Nobody is stuck like a brick, incapable of evolving and improving. Okay, sometimes it's that little effort that makes all the difference. You don't know if it will or not, and it may not. All the same, we have a job to do. Golden rule. So we possess the manifest qualities of the divine by default. Our default nature is divine. Some say we're gods. Some say we manifest God. Some say the presence of God is with us and amongst us, in us, about us, around us, wheresoever we turn our face. I say it all. Okay? Because for me, the voice of God speaks like many waters, and that's a lot of communication going on. And who am I, or who are you to tell me that this brother is wrong, or this brother is wrong when he comes to you, explaining to you what God has to say to you, when it's in the synchronized unison, when it represents peace. So these qualities are more or less noticeable in us from person to person. If one pays attention, I'm talking about the divine qualities. If one pays attention, you will notice these divine qualities every step of the way. Suppose the very act of you giving something to aid another is in reality supporting a sincere, genuine cause. And now you're a part of that sincere, genuine cause. Suppose that's the case. Say, for example, a person has lost his job, but he has some money. Suppose he has a little something. But what he has, it makes sense for him to hold on to so that his situation doesn't become even worse. But he still needs help. So what do? You say, oh, well, I see that little bit of money you have. You can figure it out. You can do something. Or do you continue to help regardless. And if you are able to help, you provide the help that you can. See, this is a matter of hearts. This is a matter of what's really in you. This is the thing that compels you to do whatever it is you do. Okay? If you are about that sincere business, see, many of us are on the team because this is in our hearts. You understand? It has nothing to do about this man's history, his background, or anything. It's about what's in our hearts. Period. You understand? Black unity is in our hearts, and this man is screaming it like at the top of a mountain. I haven't seen anything else. If it could be anybody. It could be somebody with shining colors saying the same thing. We still have the obligation to hear and respond. So, and you see, and again, I want to reiterate the fact that we keep looking for this perfect person to show up, this flawless man or woman to show up. And when we get just a regular person who's got mistakes, who's got baggage, so what? The man has got things moving. What the heck is wrong with you? So, suppose you're helping another person, causes their hearts to soften and mind to reason for the better. Suppose the cause of helping another was for a true noble situation, but you might not even be aware of it. I could go on and on with examples, black family. The bottom line here is I support this because it is a cause involving black unity. When people see that we defended our brother, regardless of what he's got, what all that is, but they saw the black nation respond, they hemmed the brother up for demonstrating, for representing a black unifying cause. And we stood up and backed him up. That's what I'm talking about. Get your ego, put it aside. So there's those brothers who say that the beloved brother, the respected brother, is not authentic. Okay, you can say what you will. That's part of being men of knowledge, is that we come to the table with what we are convinced of, and we present what we believe are evidences. You know, this is dialogue. No problem with that. Okay, but we have to be respectful. We have to understand that sometimes you could do something, you can say something that's more catastrophic than helpful to the black unity. You say you're a black unity, and you see that people are motivated all across the world, from here to Nigeria to the United Kingdom. But you don't realize that your words are poisonous to people when you sit here and defame those who stand up, when you don't do nothing but sit behind a desk. We are in a time when every action we make towards black unity is critical. More important, because we need to be for each other. We need each other more than our own individual selves. We need one another. And we need every tool, every skill, every talent, every brother and sister at our disposal. We need each other. Period. We don't have time for trying to sit here and break each other down. We don't have that luxury, if that's a luxury. Too common nowadays are what many of us do only for show and not with any real aims for black unity. In other words, they give you the image of a cake, but no cake. Many thrive off of a sense of false pride and self-righteous mentalities, establishing themselves as experts on the hearts of another. It reminds me of a story of a man who was in a battle, and seeing his opponent come for him, the man quickly said, "La ilaha illallah, which is to say, no God except the God. This is an exclamation of faith for those people who follow the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said this in order for the attacker to stop his sword and accept him as a brother in faith. Unfortunately, whether or not the man was really sincere in his last second proclamation, it would never be known, for the man was killed. When the word got back to the Prophet Muhammad, he asked the man, "Why did you kill him?" The man responded, "He only said those words of faith to save his neck." The Prophet Muhammad then responded, "How do you know what he intended? Did you cut open the man's heart and read his intentions?" Most often, all we have to work with regarding each other are dealing with each other as brothers and sisters, our actions towards each other. Most often, all we have is what we do. Sometimes we can only know why someone did something just a little bit, but sometimes it's not so clear, and we can only assume. Many people are in positions of life where they have to function and operate in a very strategic manner. When you're trying to mobilize and unify a nation under the knee of a tyrannical authority, you can't do things in an ordinary way. Your neighborhood logic doesn't work here. This takes very careful strategic observation and planning. Very careful and strategic action. One thing I do believe in is that one thing to look for is the fruits of one's labor. You can tell if a farmer has done well when you look at his fields. You can also tell something about a person based upon who follows and what kind of company they keep. If you've got a bunch of people who do nothing but make mockery and a joke out of everything that they just happen to disagree with, who are you? What kind of a person are you? You need to look in the mirror and analyze your own self a little better. When your audience, when you're following, take nothing serious. See, if you're really about being able to agree or disagree and agree that you disagree, if you're really about something of that nature, then it's going to be reflected in those who are amongst you. But if you're a jokester, if you're an imposter, if you're a slanderer, if you're a person with a foul heart, that's going to show in your flock. Birds of a feather flock together, so they say. False pride. False pride. Lao Tzu, a man of Asia, of ancient Asia, once said, "Those who stand on their toes are not steady. Those who stand on their toes are not steady. Those who take long steps cannot keep the pace. Those who show off do not shine. Those who boast are not respected. Those who pride themselves do not prevail to the way. Such people are surplus provisions and useless actions. They are rejected by many. Therefore, those who follow the way do not remain with them." And it is said that Yeshua, Jesus, Isa, is reported to have said, according to the gospel known as the Gospel of Matthew, verse 13, pardon me, but I don't have the chapter cited, but you can cite the quote and research it yourself. "Now, when Jesus came into the district of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, 'Who do people say the Son of Man is?' And they said, Some say John the Baptist. Others say Elijah. Others say Jeremiah or one of the prophets. He said to them, but who do you say that I am? Simon Peter replied, you are the Christ, the Son of the living God. End of quote. Sometimes the greatest evidence of one's authenticity can come from the people who understand what you are doing, because in their hearts is a desire to do the same. They see themselves in you. When I see the man move and make the moves happen and make the unity happen, I feel it. I feel the passion in me, because if I was able to have the same capacity, I would want to do the same thing. Birds of a feather flock together, beloved black family. Remember that. Those who aren't about this kind of business, it don't matter what you tell them. They're not going to see what you see in this kind of unity. Instead, some suffer from a disease known as hypocrisy. Give me a second here. I'll be brief with this citation of hypocrisy because it's pretty extensive, but you can look it up at some time. It's a lot of work written about it. It is narrated by Abdullah bin Amr that the Prophet of Islam said, there are four traits of, if anyone has them, he is surely a hypocrite. And if any person has any one of them, he still reveals the flaw of hypocrisy unless he renounces it. They are, he betrays the trust of others, he speaks falsehood, he does not keep his promises, and when differences arise, he will not hesitate to fight. These are some of the aspects of hypocrisy. One of the things that I've learned heavily about a sign of hypocrisy is bad character, bad morals, bad principles. When you need to make a mockery of someone in order to prove your point, that's not a sign of an upright individual. Now, someone said something about blind following, but I want to make it clear that most of us in whose hearts is a sense of black unity do not follow any leaders of black unity that are doing clear moves and making clear inspiration and making and having the evidence in their ways that prove that, hey, this is a person to give good consideration to. It's not blind following. Blind following does not support a person whose actions further a cause for which one stands. If someone is doing something that I agree with, and I don't see anything out of what they're doing that I disagree with, and I'm in allegiance with them, I'm a supporter of them, that's not blind following, family. You understand? Like I said, birds of a feather flock together. It's people supporting someone that they see representing their cause. You understand? That's not blind following. Blind following, on the other hand, is accepting without any valid reason or physical evidence the claims of another person. You see, by reason, I'm reasoning here that, hey, based upon everything that I consistently see, even when the brother is down and under, you understand? Down and under, silenced, hindered by the establishment, as I continue to see the same harmonious communication, the same harmonious behavior. I don't see anybody copping out. I don't see anybody turning tail. I see someone consistent with the way that I saw this brother when I first saw him back in the earliest times I can think of is the Ahmaud Arbery situation. I see the same character. I see a consistent character. Okay? This is why I'm a supporter of Brother Grandmaster Jay. This is why. If I saw something like, whoa, wait a minute, there's no consistency here, then maybe you would have a point. But I see said consistency. Let me simply tell you this, and then I will go on to the point of inviting our guests. A pondering. Sometimes I write down my ponderings. A conscious man speaks of peace and unification. His opponent speaks of blame and shame. A conscious man speaks of peace and unity. His opponent speaks up to defame. And then I'll quote, this is from Quran, chapter 49, verse 11. O faithful ones, let no group make fun of another, for they may be better than them. Beloved black families, sometimes the most powerful people are the most silent. And this brother that have invited to the show, for me, reflects this characteristic. Because often, and I've learned this from an elder of mine, if you want to identify the fool in the room, just be silent and let them speak. Let them communicate. Let them demonstrate. Let them show themselves. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to pull any strings. Just let them be themselves, and everything will be revealed. Yes, indeed. A beloved sister, I believe, has a quote. You know, is a reminding that there's a lot of hypocrisy in the nation. You're right. In amongst us, amongst our own. Sometimes our worst enemy is within our own ranks. And so it beckons a question: how do you sift the gold from the sand? More on that. So, yeah, I'm going to quote again as I'm getting ready to introduce the beloved brother. I said, sometimes the most powerful people are the most silent. And with that said, give me a moment, and I want to set things up so that if our brother is still, because I'm long-winded, so sometimes, you know, I'm talking, might put someone to sleep. I don't know. But if the conscious ones are awake, stay awake. We got work to do. So let me have an intermission here, and I'll be right back.
the soldiers. We calling out the soldiers. We calling out the soldiers.
Okay, give me a second here. I'm trying to get things set up. Get some of this feedback off here. And still got feedback. So that's there. Just give me a second here. Testing to test. There we go. All right. So I got to hunt down the brother again here. Make sure he was able to get him to the site. So give me a second here so I can set things up. I'm trying to figure out how I'm getting so much feedback. So if brother OC, if you're still on in the chat here, you'll have to log in with that link that I sent you on your email. Follow that link that I sent you to your email, and that'll send you right to where we need to be. That's going to be how we do the chat. So in any given case, I'm waiting for the brother to log into the platform. If there's any trouble, just let me know. While that's happening, let me play something to keep my mind focused. So, be right back. Again. Let's do that. All right, let's see.
To the right, black brothers to the left. Original gold black fist against my chest. Brave, bold, and cold. They be the warriors. Salute to the soldiers. Salute to the soldiers. Black unity, black family. It's time for you and me to start the gathering. Just be black, unite, we clap black. Little I can go to stay on gold. Gotta have that. NFAC operation, nation is united black principles. Get it sense. All for the pride of the people. Breaking the chains of the evil. Devilish death to us. Get up in, all much is a pain. Insane always come to an end. But one week is strong, come marching on your lawn. Signs of the last day, what you waiting on? Come together, one million. Together, get together, 1 million. We come together, 1 million. Together, solid water. Come together, 1 million. We got to get together, 1 million. We come together, 1 million. Together, solid water. Together, 1 million. We got to get it together, 1 million. When we come together, 1 million. Let's have a smile on the water. Why? Every time we want unified to kill a lock of our leaders, cover up of lies, face to the face, knees to the neck. Who knew our flesh was worthy of disrespect? No black men don't die. Even if they try, we gotta rise. Restore the black family, strengthen ties. Strengthen ties, strengthen ties. Always there, let not you despair. Remember who you are by the wool of your hair, the bronze of your skin from the head to the feet. 1 million strong black soldiers in the streets, unresponsive to the rest, setting in the east. The God of my chest against the mark of the beast. 1 million strong, be all I need to speak. We all we need to pound God is unity. 1 million strong, come together. 1 million, together, get together. 1 million, we come together. 1 million strong, together, solid water. Come together. 1 million, we got to get together. 1 million, when we come together. 1 million strong, together, solid water. Come together. 1 million, we got to get it together. 1 million, when we come together. 1 million, together, solid water. Fear no evil, the God be amongst his people. Remove all labels, the black nation, all equal. Consider this table black scholars. We sit to the Greek law, manifest by angels. Ignite the flames of history, let's fall our tables. Be terrible to those mentally stable. Once was mighty evil, all as the chop down. Forgot the mighty tree has keys who grow and reclaim the ground. If we thought we'd stay asleep, chest move family, keep it their eye on the beast. Get off that mountain, go and tell it out the street. West man, the light stays on his feet. Nobody move, nobody make a sound. 1 million strong, standing on sacred ground. Another 1 million armed just in case it goes down. You can, baby, pass it all around. 1 million strong, come together. 1 million, together, get together. 1 million, we come together. 1 million strong, together, solid water. Come together. 1 million, we got to get it together. 1 million, when we come together. 1 million strong, together, solid water. Come together. 1 million, we got to get it together. 1 million, when we come together. 1 million strong.
Okay, there we go. All right. Now that you guys can hear me, I'm still looking for the brother OC the Great. If OC the Great is in the house right now, let me know. Put a hand up or something, just like that. And if you need help getting into the conference, let me know so we can walk through it. Can you hear me now? Yeah. All right, let's try that out. Actions speak louder than words. Test 1, 2. Does that work? All right. So we're waiting for the brother. I'm not sure if. So I see a comment from him up at the top. But let's see. But while we're waiting, I can kind of go through some maybe some Q&A or something like that. Let's see here. And if anybody, I was trying, I can't see. I would contact the brother over here, Major TV. I think he might be in contact, but I can't because that phone is on is doing the IG live. Okay, yes indeed. So, anybody able to reach out and contact OC the Great? That would be a good favor right now, so we can get this this part of it going on. And but questions and answers. So I personally like to know, you know, especially from people who challenge the position of our brother, what would they do, and if they would do it, why aren't they doing it? What would they do that would be better than what we see our brother doing? And if they would do that, well, then why aren't you doing it? You know, again, I'm talking specifically here because we're talking about an individual who's motivated not just people locally, but people all across the country and abroad. So that's the effect that whatever you claim you would do that's better than the brother, that's the effect you would have to have. And if you don't have that kind of effect, then I don't even see how you can make an argument. I don't even see how you can make an argument. So let's see. I don't know if the brother's trying to log in or not, because let's see here. Shouldn't be having a hard time if he follows the link that I sent him. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So I'm just saying, you know, I watched while we're waiting for the brother, and again, if anybody in the chat, I don't know if Major TV or the lights is able to reach out, communicate with OC, because I'm not able to see my emails right now. Then contact him so I can help him get into the platform so we can get this live going on. It's already 7:37. Okay. That way we can keep this thing going. I had a thought. And it just left me just like that. Just as fast as I can. But we have to stay focused. We have to keep, our sight on the goal. The bottom line here is there are always going to be people who don't see what you see, who don't think the way you think. You understand? We've got too many religious examples, we've got too many spiritual examples of individuals who were about that right business, and they attracted those who they were to attract. And whoever wasn't a part of that, they didn't come along, plain and simple. So it's something in the human nature in that too, that people can be willfully ignorant. Let's see here. I need to be able to communicate somehow with the brother. So anyway, because I like to get things going, I want to be able to open up to some Q&A. And anybody that has an account on Soul Journey of Life, I can invite you as well. And all you have to do, log into Soul Journey of Life and click the village circle. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just give you the link. How about that? Keep it, make it easy. If you got a Soul Journey of Life account, this is the link that you're going to want to follow in order to be able to join this live. So hopefully we'll be able to use our time wisely. Hold on a second here, because I'm trying to share this link with you. And if the brothers have a difficulty logging in or something, this is the way that we'll be able to do the live. All right. So take a hold of that link right there. And again, you have to have an account on Soul Journey of Life to be able to go into this conference. This is a conference link, so we could do a live Q&A conversation. All right, here we go. And let's see. Yeah. So when you follow that link, it's going to ask you to join meeting. Just click join meeting. Make sure you give the permissions for your cam. And this works best when you're on a laptop, by the way. If you're on a laptop or something like that, or a tablet using the browser, you can come in and join this live. Come in and join the live. And I want to give some acknowledgments to members of the beloved family for the putting in the work that needs to be putting in. We see consistency when it comes to brothers, like the brother hosting Talk Black to Me. Of course, brother Major TV. You understand? We got Bossman Blake, we got K Money, and everybody just being consistent with constantly putting putting out there, the proper communication that keeps everybody on code and on the same page and motivated. So I definitely want to communicate. Also, you got, the sister, Cody Speaks. I think I saw her name pass through here, who's been real adamant in communicating, very, very hefty information. Let's see here. So I'm not able to see if the brother is even on this live right now. But I'm gonna just keep communicating, and hopefully, if you're in the live OC, go ahead and log into Soul Journey of Life and use that link that I sent you in your email, and we'll be able to commence the live like that. And also, since we're waiting, anybody else that if you see that link in that I've just put in that chat right here, you can click that link. If you have an account with Soul Journey of Life, you can have a live chat. And the importance of this, the reason why this is important is because this is a platform that's designed for us, and the idea is to reinforce that we have our own platforms, we have our own tools to work with in order to communicate with each other, and we don't have to be so dependent on each other, or not on each other, but dependent on the resources of our adversaries. We can depend on each other. That's what I'm saying. Because whether you believe it or not, if you look, I'm telling you, we've got people who there's an article about a sister or some sisters that were working for some tech companies, and they basically gave them it moved them to the next, like it advanced them, but the companies refused to give them some type of acknowledge. Even media's like it's not BBC, it might be, but even certain media outlets were refusing to acknowledge their what they provide. And so all that went to show me is that we have people in pretty much every field you could think of, and if we all had a common mind for unity, we wouldn't need to depend on anybody. We wouldn't need to depend on anybody except what the God has bestowed amongst us as a people. Everything that you find across the world, you name it, we've got graphic artists, we've got computer scientists, we've got computer engineers, we've got people who are working on next generation concepts, tech concepts and things like that. Black people, just as that is, you gotta break loose of this image that the tech geniuses are all Japanese or all something like that, or the people that have all the business etiquettes or of people other than us. Every single one of these aspects, every single one of these characteristics you can find in our own ranks. So I'm still having trouble finding the brother, and he might be having trouble finding me. I don't know, but we're running out of time. We've got about 15 something minutes remaining. Hopefully we can catch up with the brother before the time runs out. Hopefully. And if anybody, I want to make sure, I want to do a hearing check. Hearing check. Are you able to hear me? If you are able to hear me, please do let me know. Let's see. We got several mics on the scene here. Let me move this mic out of the way because it's got some feedback going on. So if you are able to hear me, please do let me know that you can hear me, because I don't want to be just seeing a brother moving his mouth and no sound coming out. You can put an ear, you can put a one, a thumbs up. All right. Yes, indeed. I'm trying to break bread and have an elevated conversation. So let's see here. So on this platform that I'm on now, using what I'm using, I can hear you. Good, good. I want to, let's see. So this platform doesn't quite allow me to use. All right, there we go. So there's that. Boom. So give me a second here. I'm trying to figure something out. All right, so it looks like we got a few participants. I don't see, well, I don't see the brother in the stream, so hopefully you got the message. But if not, so do we have any members? Do we have any members here in this live feed that are members of Soul Journey of Life? If you do have a Soul Journey of Life account, go ahead and log in, and we can continue for a conference, a live conference of our own. But if not, you know, I've had a pretty extensive conversation here already, and hopefully I've got some key points expressed. You know, I believe that every little effort that the black community puts forth, every little effort that we do makes all the difference. I don't think that, one thing I'm for sure is I don't believe that our efforts are in vain, and I don't believe that our efforts will, you know, go to waste. You know, I'm convinced that, you know, these are the steps that grow into the levels that we need to be at. You know, and I'm saying this based upon, you know, things that I've learned in history, you know, of other countries and other nations that have risen. I see a pattern where certain things, once the ball is rolling, it doesn't stop rolling. It keeps on growing and growing until it becomes what it's intended to become. And that's how I feel about, you know, the Black Revolutionary movement. The ball is rolling. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. The question at the end of the day is going to be, what side of history were you on when it rolled your way, when the ball rolled your way? Okay, so I didn't get a response back from the brother, but like I said, that doesn't mean, I mean, because like I said, you know, it can be challenging. Let's see here. Okay. If people are new to the site, so let's see. Give me a second here. I'm going to try to contact the brother. Let's see if another good brother is feeling like doing a lot, doing live. Although he might be doing a live himself, because he does which brings me to another point. I hope I'm not crossing over some lines of other lives, because I know some family, you know, like I said, we've got several brothers and sisters that are active on the live tip. So I do definitely appreciate the patience of those viewers who are watching. And let's see. So I'm looking to see something here. Yes, indeed. I see our beloved sister, Kate Money, spoken word, is live right now, and you already know they're over there jamming. Like it's, I can't say like it's 1999, but they're over there jamming like it's something. 'Cause that's what they do. They like to keep the mind and body and soul rocking with consciousness of black unity. So they're over there doing that. That's K Money spoken word right there. Looks like we've got a good meeting with Elijah Bossman Blake. Looks like that's scheduled for 9 p.m. So stay tuned for that. This is my little black community commercial promo going on right now. Yeah. So that's like what's on the schedule right now. All right. So with that said, because there's an old saying, idle time is wasted time. That's giving me a lot of feedback. Idle time is wasted time, beloved black family, and I don't like to do too much of that. So we've got enough time that's been wasted by these people who who wallow in vanity. This is it. Oh, he'll be on shortly. All right, okay, that's good news. Good report. Peace and blessings, beloved black man. That's another strong brother right there. I have a great respect for. Sometimes when you talk to brothers and build with brothers and sisters, and you get to learn, you like I said, not only do you realize just how brilliant our community is, but you realize just how strong and how determined we are, man. Because you can hear it in our voices, you hear it in our talk. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of which, that's another thing that caught me with Grandmaster Jay. See, hold on a second. Let me turn this mic down. When I was listening to him, see, I listen to not just what people say, but how people say it. And you know what I mean? I listen because I can hear a voice of sincerity. I'm not talking about pretending and acting. I'm talking about a voice of sincerity. It's like this. Hold on. I'll give you an example. How do you know when somebody's telling you a joke or not? Because you can hear it in their voice. You can hear even if they were being sarcastic. There's a certain sound that people have. When they're serious, from when they're not. I mean, imagine. I mean, because let's say you're about to square off with somebody, right? You're going to hope that you understand whether they're serious or not. And they're going to hope that you understand how serious they are. They want to sit there and joke with you, and they're really about to, unless that's their tactic. But even then, you're going to still, have some sense of aggression or something based upon the tone. So in the case of the beloved brother, I can hear his adamant determination for the goals that he wants to achieve. Like when I hear him talk about the 1 million, when I hear him talk about just a variety of things, you could just hear, especially when he starts to get stirred up, you can just hear the passion. Yes indeed, yes indeed. Take your time, take your time. You can hear the passion, and it says a lot. So I talk with these brothers, had real blessed conversation with Major, and you can hear that same passion. You can hear that same. It's like a spiritual adrenaline rush when people, when the topic of discussion means something to the people that are talking about it. Like I said, some people, this is a show. This is just something you tune into for entertainment. You want to You know, you want to be amused. You understand? They go to some of these platforms because they want to hear somebody getting degraded or somebody being belittled. They want to get the latest tidbit, the latest gossip, the latest, ooh, what happened? The latest hearsay. They're not really trying to develop and elevate spiritually, let alone intellectually for that matter. Because even if it was a matter of debate, you know, there's a tactful way to debate. There's a tactful way to communicate your agreements or disagreements without someone feeling like they've been insulted intellectually. And sometimes, you know, that's the, you know, what I get from some of these speakers. I just like I hear a voice of sincerity, I can also hear when the voices don't sound so sincere, or when they sound like arrogant, or they sound, there's a word I want to say, they sound as if the person really doesn't mean well no matter what. Okay, there we go. There we go. Looks like we got someone's tapped into the live, so let me go ahead and I'm going to switch cameras here. Let me switch the cameras. Pop this off there. And you should be able to just do this. Okay, give me a second, bear with me here. Okay. Open the window, right? All right. Window. Let's see. We got just like this is Candy. Not sure who that is, but peace and blessings, black man.
Peace and blessings, brother. Just
welcome to the
platform for a little while, just trying it out.
Yes indeed. Yes indeed. Respect and honor. Let me give me 1 second here because I want to turn the speaker off over here because it's giving me some echo that we don't need. So this here, oh, there we go. All right. Test 1 2 check. Yep. All right. So we're waiting for the brother of OCtheGreat TV to log in. He says he's on his way. It'll take a little bit of time, but in the meantime, how's the brother doing? And most importantly, welcome to Soul Journey of Life. I'm getting a lot of echo, family, and it's coming from this tablet right here. So this is what we're going to do to this tablet. There we go. Test 1 2. All right. Can the beloved family hear me? Can they hear me on YouTube? I want to make sure everybody can hear me on YouTube and that they can hear you as well. If you can't, I want to make sure they can hear you. So. All right. So let me know, brother, if you can introduce yourself. That'll let me know if they can hear your introduction. And I'm talking to you, Ken, right?
I can hear you. Yeah,
So
I'm not sure if I'm in the right place, brother.
You say you're not sure if you're in the right place?
No, I'm in the right place. I know I'm in the right place, but I just clicked on your link. I have a Soul Journey account, so I just clicked on your link and said, "Bro, let me." I've been dying to get more into the website. I've been on it in
Yes,
the
indeed.
platform, so I don't need to be interrupting your flow.
You're definitely welcome. You're definitely welcome. And you know, this goes to show the beloved family. You know, hey, like I said, we've got our own platform. We've got our own thing going on. And as I mentioned, we don't have to keep relying upon these other adversarial platforms that keep on. You know, like I was watching the brother that we're waiting for. You know, we were watching it live, and it seemed like every 15 minutes, every time he got deep into the matter, all of a sudden screen goes off, and they're saying, something policies have been busted. I'm like, why do we have to rely on these people when we have our own? See, right now, we can talk to our heart's content about what? About things that matter to us as a people. You understand? And we are our sense, or anything. I'm censored, of sojourning in life. But let's see. If we're echoing. Let me. All right. Test the 1, 2. Hopefully, I'm not echoing. It might be echoing a little bit because I got the sound coming from the desktop, which is coming from this conference. Sound coming from some real bad echo. Snack. So we gotta resolve this bad because we don't want a bad echo. So I know what. Let's see. This sound is coming from this camera right here. So let me go to that camera. Now, are you watching this on YouTube also, brother?
No, I actually turned the YouTube off.
Okay.
Just so we wouldn't get the echo. But
All right. So what I'm going to do, since I know this is coming.
I can hear you on this platform, Soul Journey of Life.
You can hear me, but now I need to see.
Brother, I'm gonna let y'all two. I'm gonna get out so y'all two can chop it up and I can listen. I just
No problem at all. I mean, it's your choice. You can sit and enjoy and be a fourth party or
I'm gonna take off the camera and put it on mute. And I've been dying to hear this all day, so I'm a big fan of both y'all. All right.
Do this. All right. Hopefully it's not echoing right now. Let me know if y'all can hear. There's always gotta be some type of tech issue. All right. I'm a technician. Let's see here. You should have at the bottom there. Did you accept the permissions for your mic to be used and all that? Okay. So should be able to whichever file. Let's see. Do that. It's not showing you as being muted or not. But that's some connection quality. Let's see. trying to figure this out. It should be. Okay. Now the connection's good. Now let's see if the mic is at the bottom there. You might have to look to see which one of your mics are like if you select that mic audio setting, it'll give you like a list of mics you could choose from whatever you're hooked to or your laptop. And if you see green coming on one of them, that's the mic you want to select. So you can test. Is that? I can see you talking. There you are. I can hear you now.
Okay. Hey, making me feel old, man.
It happens. Even me, my efforts. I have to remind myself sometimes. There's so many things I've got going on, and I have to remember. I did this, I did that, I did that. All right.
Get this
Now, let's make sure that the black family can hear us without any echo, without any extra disturbance. I just hear somebody say echo.
Get this together.
All right. That's the deep. What to do?
Yeah, so I think we had a miscommunication with the time, man. You know what I'm saying?
Let's see. Well, you know what I think it is? Well, you must be like further inland.
I'm in the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm in St. Louis.
That's all. That's the reason why. So you're an hour later.
Yeah.
So I'm already in.
I saw you hop on early, so I'm thinking you had whole nother broadcast going on. So I'm like, all right, let him do his thing.
It's all right. See, right now, let's see. It's 8:00. We still got the beloved family on the scene here. But now that I know that where your time zone is, it makes something like this a little bit easier. Inshallah, in the future.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, I want to introduce to the beloved family. This is our brother OCtheGreat TV's host. And I guess I can ask you, how would you like to be identified or referred to or called by?
That's cool. This OCtheGreat, stuff like that. Peace to the guys, by the way. Peace to the guys.
Yes, indeed. Peace as well. Let's see here.
Interesting platform, brother.
Yeah, it's been a work in progress. I've been trying to, like I said, my whole intention for this platform is to just because I refuse. I'm one of those type of people that I refuse to take an L when we don't have to. I grew up in one of the situations where you argue with the boss, you bumping heads, and you're like, man, I quit. But guess what? I'm going to become my own boss and start my own business and work for myself, where I don't have to keep on, bowing down to somebody who feels like they want to oppress me somehow. And I believe that somehow that our mindset has to be like that for us as a nation, that we refuse to be a slave mind. You understand? And that we insist on freedom, like the brother said, by any means necessary, because it's a divine right. So first of all, got some questions. I can throw questions from here. I can throw questions from here. Wherever.
We go ahead and get into it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever questions. You know what I'm saying? By the way, I definitely agree. As far as I'm all about separation anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, hey, we got to talk about this platform. You know what I'm saying? I got your number, so I'm gonna hit you up about it.
Yes, indeed.
I got a few ideas in my head. And you kept on pushing it on me. I ain't gonna lie. You kept on pushing it. It takes time for some people. You know what I mean?
I feel that. I was talking in the chat line with the brother from Talk Black to me, and he was kind of, expressing the same sentiment. And I understand because, first of all, I understand the time we're in, and I understand the flow of, how things are going, like how our conversations as a people is going. You know, the naysayers, this, you know, all sides. You know, I see that we're very nervous about each other as a people. No, it's hard to know who's who. Not too hard if a person has an eye to see, but for the most, it's complex. It's very complex because there's so much information going around. There's so many things being said, and sometimes people are very clever and crafty with how they deliver what they have to say that it becomes convincing to some people. You understand? And the problem with that is you know, you end up with people who are who've mastered the art of deception. You know, the art of communicating in a way where the layman might not readily hear the punchlines of deception coming at you. You understand?
I feel you. I feel you. Yeah.
This is why evermore those who know, you understand, those who see, you know, we have to manifest those qualities. You know, because I'm a quote, and this is a sign for people of understanding, and this is a sign for people who reflect, and this is a sign for people who give thought, and this is a sign for people of certainty. You know, I could go on and on with examples of the people who will connect to this in the way that it needs to be connected to, this unity thing that we're talking about. So first of all, Brother OC, how long have you been doing your YouTube presentation?
I'll tell you, I haven't really been consistent since, you know, pretty much Grandmaster Jay went away. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't been consistent, you know. So, but outside of YouTube, it's pretty much I've been doing my presentation with children and things like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm well in tune with the youth in my city. So, you know, I do my things with them, and I also do my things with different organizations. I've been a part with the new Black Panther Party before I left for about 6 or 7 years. You know, so doing different things, different positions from lieutenant all the way to chief of staff. You know, in St. Louis and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Respect.
I've been busy, but you know, just not online. I'm trying to get the hang of the online thing.
And that drives another point that, you know, and I've heard, you know, opponents use this against like our brother and other individuals, you know, when they limit a person's actions to what they see online. Like, you know, if they don't see it on camera, nothing has happened. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And they seem to fail to realize that a lot of what a person does in their life, when it comes to, you know, their good actions, their progress, you don't ever get to see on camera. Because nobody is sitting in front of a camera 24/7. You understand? Mm-hmm. So you don't get to see the handshakes with the proper people. You don't get to see the hugs and the respects and honors, the black powers. You don't get to see all of that all the time because cameras aren't always in everybody's faces. And so I'm thinking in the sense of when I'm thinking about how much influence the brother has got all the way in Nigeria and UK, that means certain kinds of communication have been going on that, you know, we didn't see a morning mental about that or a facts or ability, but you know something, you know the dynamic is there. You know, so we don't have to have a camera on every scene, you know, to be the basis of proof for whether or not, good actions are happening and manifesting. All, like I say, you look at the fruits. You look at the fruits. When you got noble, honorable brothers and sisters overseas who are respecting this man, people aren't idiots. You know, people. I mean, there are idiots amongst people, but there, you know, people. We have the ability to discern if we want. I say this because I think that, you know, sometimes when you've got hundreds of people who see something in an individual, I think it's an insult to their intelligence when one's assumed that they're either blind or brainwashed, or somehow they're wallowing in their own folly or something. You understand? Instead of giving them the benefit of the doubt that maybe they see something that the other person doesn't. And it doesn't mean that either are right or wrong, but if you see, you see. You don't, you don't. You understand? And this is a scenario that's like that. That I can say it many times. If you want to find dirt, you can find piles and piles and piles of dirt if that's what you're looking for.
It's just like any relationship. If we refer that to a relationship, you with a young lady, and she just for whatever reason don't trust you. She want to find dirt. She's in her negative state, so she's gonna end up finding something. Yeah. She look at your phone. I don't see nothing. I said, okay, what is this? And it's possibly to be something small. It's usually something small.
Ages
out of proportion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're looking for something negative, you will find something negative. That's just what it is.
And on the flip side, when you want to find something noble and honorable about a person, you're also going to find that as well. Anybody.
At the end of the day, nobody who's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's perfect? We look at a lot of these Caucasian people, how I mean, it's so many, it's one after another when it comes to their heroes and people that they damn near worship, and you look at their actual history and all the dirt they have under their fingernails, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's crazy. Like how this person was, a mass murderer, how this person was a pedophile, this person was this, but they still worship. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that any of our people have to be anything like that, but I'm just saying it'd be some of the smallest things that we be nitpicking and throwing people in the trash just because of that.
At our own expense. You understand?
But this dude said he won a Grammy. He ain't win no Grammys. He ain't a real leader. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
look, I know cats back in the days, and I have great respect for a lot of my homies from back in the days who, you could tell when they're saying a little bit more than the story that they want to give. You can hear, okay, that part, yeah, but okay, now he's shining it up a little bit. You understand? Some people do that, but it doesn't take anything away from who they are. And if they're real, if they're a team player, if if they would have your back if push came to shove. Some of these friends of mine, I don't take anything from them. The other thing is, in this case, I think that when people try to use these type of things to shame a person, you have to ask yourself, what is their motive? Why do they need to do? Why these things are they using to try to break down a person's character? Why these things? I'm saying this, like, you have a weight scale, right? Yeah. Think if you have a weight scale and you look at all the things that the person's done that's for the betterment of the people, then you weigh that with the things that the persons that are trying to shame him are putting on the other side. Which one's heavier? That's all I'm saying. I mean, that's a rhetorical question. Which one's heavier? Let me give you another question. Follow along. What inspired you to do the type of presentations that you do on your channel?
Anytime I go to YouTube or anywhere, I'm always seeking knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that I'm gonna say like this because I like talking to different people. They always giving me something, some type of knowledge that I could run with and do something with it. You know what I mean? So, especially after the pandemic, that they gave us a lot of time to just sit back and kind of think and strategize on exactly how we want to make moves and exactly how we want our mind to be, how we want our mental to be. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, like with that mental, I ran into morning mentals. I ran into facts over feelings. I ran into many different things. You know what I'm saying? So of course, like seeing all the people actually coming in and just wanting to hear some knowledge, Stuff like that is inspiring to me. You know what I mean? Because it's so many other stuff that we can actually put our mind on. All this negative stuff, all the love and hip hop, all the gossip and propaganda. You know what I mean? There's a room full of people that's there just to seek knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that is inspiring to me. You know what I'm saying? So I have these, different, broadcasts just to push out knowledge and information and things like that for the people, so we can use, so we could all be like minded and think alike and move alike. You know what I'm
No
saying?
doubt.
So
No doubt.
the biggest thing for me is it's a full unity piece. I know there's people out there that think just like me. You know what I'm saying? So I would like to find those people and build with them in many different ways. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So that's really my main purpose. It's to
Intellectual think tank.
build that unity,
Black
build
think
that
tank.
connection. Right.
So let me ask you this question. What does it mean? Let's see, somebody's got their let me see what's going on. I hear some extra sound going on. So if we got anybody else in this live, I think brother right there, put your mic on mute. Let me see. Might be able to mute myself. Hold on.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, let's do that.
You got a part in the sound, so my background, I'm in the hood.
It's no problem. I just heard there's another sound coming. So the question is this: what does it mean to you to be free? What is freedom? And are you free?
Say it one more time. I had
Three questions.
Yeah.
They sound similar, but there's a difference. What does it mean to you to be free?
Mhm.
What is real freedom? And are you free?
Mhm. That's a funny last question.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what I mean to be free? I say free for me is to be completely out of the system. You know what I'm saying? Out of what we call white supremacy. Because white supremacy is the system that we are set under. So if we are completely out of that, we are free. So that's what it means for me to be free. And then on top of that, to be self-sufficient. You know what I'm saying? So, if you're outside of white supremacy, their government, then you're acting as your own government. You know what I'm saying? So you're able to set up things and put things in place, to make things happen. Similar to what the, white supremacy government do for you, but it's way better because you're doing for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Are you doing for the people that you love? You're doing for your family. You're doing for your tribe. You know what I'm saying? Self-determination. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, are we free now? I'm gonna say we are still enslaved, physically and even mentally. You know what I'm saying? So until we get out of that, I don't believe that you can be free in the mind, but physically you still slaves. I feel like it has to be a balance with both. You know what I'm saying? You have to be free in the mind, yes, but you also have to be actual free physically. You know what I'm saying? In order to make things move how you want it to move. You know, so if that makes sense, if I answered all three of those questions,
It definitely makes sense, and I believe I heard all the questions there responded to. Now,
yeah.
I want to show a clip, and before I show this clip, I'll give you an idea of what this one's about. Uh, Last night, the beloved black family, was graced to see you holding your own on a known opponent of beloved Grandmaster Jay. Admin opponent. I don't want to say that.
Not
Adamant,
us on it.
an admin, one that disagrees with Grandmaster Jay, quote unquote, as an individual, regarding his leadership qualities or qualifications. We're speaking about the person known as Taharka Bay, host of Morris World TV. And again, an outspoken opponent of Grandmaster Jay. before I show this clip, what inspired you to attend his show? And could you explain how that experience affected you?
Yeah, well, first, here and there, I tune in because for some reason he'll hop in on my algorithms on YouTube, so I see what he's talking about. Then I see, his so-called receipts, and then I click off. I'm like, all right, I don't know. I can't. I was trying to feel this vibe, but his energy is a little off for me. You know what I'm saying? So I just left for this day. Then someone sent me an email like through time after someone sent me the email just the other day. It was like, oh man, I saw what the Morris TV brother did. So da-da-da. I'm like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So I just checked it out, and I was just saying he was talking about basically Grandmaster Jay. Then I was just like, okay, like what's the? And then all of a sudden I heard my name, so I'm like, okay, like why are you saying my name? You know what I mean? So what did this have to do with anything? So I just wanted to check the temperature and see what was up with the guy. You know what I mean? So
let's check this out right here. Hold on 1 second. If I can do this professionally, right? I think I can do this professionally. Try to be excited. Okay, this is showing that clip of just a small little something here.
It's your platform. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna make no more videos about you because I like you, bro. I think you're a loyal. I think you're a loyal supporter, bro. I'll tell you like this.
Nothing to do with loyalty. You know what I'm saying?
Brother, you are, brother. You are insanely loyal, brother. I watch your show. I watch you. I do. I will tell you, and I'll be waiting for the day you crack and be like, now you know what? You know how you do.
Okay, enough of all that. All right. Let's go back over here. All right, so I just wanted to show a little clip, just so people, viewers that might not have been able to see that, could have an idea of what we're talking about. I'll close that. There we go. An idea of what we're talking about. I don't know why the word crafty popped into my head, but the word crafty popped into my head from watching that film. Crafty, clever, deceitful. These are words that popped into my head right now. But when I'm saying that it seemed to me that you were able to hold your own, in other words, I'm speaking more philosophically, because I believe that a person on the path of knowledge, you understand, a conscious person is able to be in any scenario and hold his own if he's solid upon the principles that he stands on. You understand? And whatever the person is, whoever the person is, his character, his demeanor remains consistent because he's sure of himself, even in the presence of another person who might be vocally an opponent to a perspective held by either side. And in this case, what you see is two different personalities that are clearly distinct. And one of the things that I would strike a note with is that it seemed you were persistent with encouraging Black unity and to focus on things that are more positive, more constructive towards us as a people, rather than things that are destructive and critical of our people at a time where we need more unity. It seemed like you noted that most of the presentations by him seemed to be directed towards attacks towards our own. And obviously that's something that's not in our interest. And I mentioned earlier in the talk that I'm one of those that believe that there takes there comes a time where where people have to have wisdom regarding how we deal with our disagreements with one another. Some things we can be just like this. You understand? Some things we have to communicate person to person outside of a camera. Some things can have an effect where when we're trying to unify and become stronger, but because a person speaks in a certain way about another person, or degrades or shames another person, or tries to break down the character of another person, even if that was true, can have a catastrophic effect on the efforts of black unity, when that's a matter that can be turn on the right, that can be dealt with individually for the sake of publicly keeping the black unity strong. You understand? Politicians do this all the time. There's all kinds of conversations that they will have. Even leaders of different nations. There's things that they'll talk about in public, and then there's things that they have to talk about behind doors, because it's not that kind of conversation for just anybody. I don't know if you're aware, but you know, some know me as an email. I say know me as because I don't like these big labels. I'm Abdul Wadu, aka Questman, right? And that's enough for me. But some call me an email. The thing I'm pointing out from that is that when I'm giving a khutbah to a congregation, to a jama, I'm dealing with all kinds of people. And so I know I have to talk in a way that meets the needs of the people that are there. I can't talk above, I can't talk below. As much as I may want to get in deep sometimes, I can't. And as much as I, want to simplify some things or undersimplify, there's a middle ground. And I think that some people, because of their focus, their positioning themselves in a self-righteous manner, it makes it so that they can't see that by degrading the brother, whether right or wrong, is probably the worst thing they could ever do in our time today. It's counterproductive. When let's say that the person means well, that he's really sincerely trying to get it out there and more like, oh, it's something you want to say something.
I'm gonna say this, because when it comes to our people, stuff like that, it's all fun and games. We make fun of each other. We say different things. But one thing that I wanted to actually like suggest, I'm like, if you're gonna make jokes about people that look like you, have a balance. You're like, well, I don't see no jokes about people that don't look like you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it just seems like it's certain people that will monetize black hate. You know what I'm saying? The monetize making jokes about your own people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why? Why do you have to do that? And for a certain brother to have a platform and to be under a flag with that platform, it just look a certain way.
Right. Definitely.
What are you truly about, or what are y'all truly about? You're supposed to be a representative of a nation. You know what I'm saying? Of a nation of people. You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed.
So, that's where I was coming from with it.
And I want to build on that, but just a little bit more. When you see Soul Journey of Life, both on the YouTube or here, what would and you're being told that this is conscious black social media. If I go to, wouldn't it be like, okay, if I go to I can't think of the bookstore's name, but a certain so bookstore, and they tout that they have antique books. If I go into this bookstore, what should I expect to see on their shelves? It's just a little bit.
Yeah, you should
Antique
expect
books.
to see everything that you're looking for. When it comes to any type of black whatever. You know what I'm saying? You should
Because
see
that's what you
everything
came
that
there for. Like, oh, I might get some information that's soul journey applies. It's conscious black social media. So that must mean there's a conscious dialogue, a conscious something going on here. So let's go in and see what's going on. Now we were here bouncing on our heads, and I got a girl behind me twerking, and they'd be kind of confused, wouldn't it? Like, what's going on? I thought this was so. Okay, that because that was one of the things that weighed heavily on me, and as I'm looking at the commentary, and I'm like, and that's why I say, birds of a feather flock together. You attract the type of people that reflect the image you portray.
Man, I tell you, that was an experience for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it felt like I was in a foreign world, you know. And I was just amazed, you know what I'm saying? So it was it was definitely a learning experience, So
Yes, indeed.
that type of stuff, I ain't gonna lie to you, that's type of stuff I need to see, you know what I'm saying? And the people need to see. You know what I mean? What type of people out there, what type of people we dealing with.
Because
You know what I mean? So
we have to know the odds that we have to know we're up against on all sides. It's hard to encounter an opponent without knowing all of their tactics and all of their abilities. And the thing is, like I said, I believe that as manifesting what we are, we're moldable. We're able to change and see. We have the potential to. We don't have to be trapped in a situation where we're adverse to each other, and that's our first response is, oh, a black man said it. Well, let's question. I could guarantee you. I could guarantee you if I don't know if you name what's his name, Tom Hanks. Let's say Tom Hanks. Let's just use the name. Let's say Tom Hanks started a movement. You understand? Arm up, boots on the ground, everything. I could almost guarantee you he would have no scrutiny whatsoever. There'd be people, fanfare, balloons, confetti, you name it going on.
I can't believe y'all let Tom Hanks lead the you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like say if Denzel like led the
yeah,
I mean, people be saying all types of stuff. Michael B. Jordan led the militia. People
yeah.
be saying all types of like,
When it's a
oh,
black
Michael B.
man or
Jordan,
a black
he ain't
woman
no
doing
real
it.
soldier.
Yep.
What's going on? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, but with like I say it all the time, they hop on code.
Yeah,
No matter who's in front, who's doing what. If it's a good cause, they say I'm for you.
yeah.
I'm for you, buddy.
And,
Right on.
and they'll make it clear. They'll make it clear when they ally themselves together. Let's see. So, how is it possible that many of us who support the cause of that Grandmaster Jay is about, and yet there are those who seem adamantly opposed? How is this dynamic? How does this come about?
And look, that Willie Lynch theory, the self hate, the I mean that stuff run deep. You know what I'm saying? Like I always say, we are the type of people, we've been through a lot of stuff, even to this day, but also through generations. You know what I'm saying? We are suffering in the generational type curse. You know what I'm saying? We have never really got the real counseling for the type of things we've been through, we're going through. Like our ancestors never got the counseling. You know what I'm saying? It's things that's been passed on and passed on. Some of us is just, bringing up what we did in the past. You know what I'm saying? So, that's the thing about knowing the type of people that we working with, the type of
Yes,
people that
indeed.
we're dealing with. You know what I mean? Some people just can't help it. You know what I mean? They don't know where it come from. It's just some things that they didn't see that's basically embedded in their DNA.
So they're
You know what
playing
I'm
their
saying?
role then.
Yeah, they playing a role. They programmed to act a certain way that's due to what happened to their ancestors in the past.
That's
You
definitely
know what I'm
heavy
saying?
because you're saying that um, the the composition of who they're manifesting today, for better or for worse, is the summation of all that has come, all that they derived from ancestral.
It's just a window to what happened in the past. So whoever they are acting as in today, they just literally a window to what exactly what happened in the past, man. You know,
So,
it's
okay.
above below.
So, what do
You
you
know?
recommend we do to further help in promoting the cause that I, for one, believe the brother is standing for, black unification, and standing up for ourselves, protecting ourselves, things of that nature, and how does one defend his brother or sister from the kinds of attacks like we see, presented by individuals we've encountered already and spoken about? How do we protect our brothers and sisters from ones like this?
Okay, well, you asked a few questions. So, like, how can we deal with the people that think like this, that have things embedded in their DNA, things like that? I believe in like reverse psychology. You know what I'm saying? So it's more like, the things, because the propaganda is the real thing. You know what I'm saying? It's the reason why they would continuously put these images and put stuff right in front of us. So, we could stay on a path of going downwards, spiraling downwards where we're not supposed to be in our mind. So, although we have all these bad things that's in our DNA, we have good things as well. You know what I'm saying? So to put out the what I would call a proper propaganda, for our people, and showing them more positive images, showing them more, positive things that we're doing. Like even I mentioned seeing the formation, like like what Grandmaster Jay did. It's a beautiful thing to see. You know what I'm saying? Those type of images, all images will be stuck in our head. You know what I'm saying? So, with that, with basically doing like a reverse psychological, thing for our mind, can actually push someone or possibly push someone in the right direction. You know what I mean? So, um, but I will always say with different personalities and different people, there's always at least one thing you could build on. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So of course, sowing seed is best as you can. Giving
Try
them
to
this
find common ground.
like information, and then just watching it grow, because you
Okay.
never know. Because like I say, there's a fight when it comes to our mind. You know what I mean? They fighting very hard for our mind.
That's a
You know what I'm
battle
saying?
all
So
by itself.
we just have to do the same. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We have to fight for our own mind and for people alike. You know what I mean? So that's even one of the reasons why I put out information. So because I like to fight for our mind as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I like to put something different versus what everybody else is doing. You know what I mean? So at least we
Yes.
can have a balance. You know what I mean? At least you can be able to choose exactly what you would like to take. You know what I mean?
So,
If you want to go over there, go over there.
so you're
But at least
saying
there's
that
something on the table where you can actually eat from.
that
You have
everything
to,
that
yeah.
you're saying that everything that is put out there, it doesn't always have to be uh, something like drama to stimulate a desire for wanting to see drama. But there's also what I want to say. Those of us striving to communicate tools, building blocks, things that help lift us up as a people. You understand?
Hmm.
Free our minds, restore or heal our perspectives regarding ourselves, about each other. Um, a lot of healing. I had learned years ago in a confrontation between, I believe it was a prophet named Hezekiah and Hananiah. I can't remember. It might be Jeremiah. I can't remember. But anyway, those two opposing prophets, and one was like like just basically a fear monger. You understand? He kept on anybody who opposed him. He tried to shame and break down and and, and defame, while at the same time the other prophet, the prophet that was backed by divine presence, if you will, um, would be prophesying of peace and unity and things that were in favor and essential for the nation that he was sent to. And
Mm.
I saw something out of that dynamic playing out as I was watching the dialogue. And it just seemed like, it was one of those type of scenarios that no matter how many times you shoot your gun of insight, the intended target is there, but he's ducking. It's not, and none of the shots are landing where they need to land. They're potent shots, but like one person said, he who has an ear to hear. In this case, we're dealing with people in a time where many they're so caught up in whatever they've got going on in their inner thoughts that they can't hear, even for the sake of being able to intelligently reason and respond. You understand? And I've seen this. I saw this with one person that was basically crying on your show, about his disagreement. And it seemed to me that you were shooting constant bullets of wisdom. You understand? But he couldn't hear it. Good solutions. Wise solutions.
They hear it. You know what I'm saying? They hear it. They may not respond to it well at the time. You know what I'm saying? So, I like to well, I'm gonna say it like this. I was gonna say I like to believe they hear it, but I know for a fact that they heard it. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just a matter of time as far as processing exactly what I told them. Because I heard what a lot of people say. No matter if I want to process it later or I definitely hear them. You know what I mean? So I heard everything that the brother was saying. With Morris TV. Yes. So I mean, we just on different pages. You know what I mean? Like I operate by a code. The code doesn't change. You know what I mean? Have you heard of the brother Neely Fuller?
I have.
Yeah, so the brother Neely Fuller Jr., he wrote a book of keeping the code when it comes to our people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, just look him up. Like everybody, y'all can type him in on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So, I always operate in a certain way, you know what I mean? Because, I'm from a certain neighborhood, you can do something wrong and something can happen to you. So it was a strict code, and that's how it went. But the elder brother Neely Fuller Jr. It was so interesting to me that it's some of the exact same codes that's in that book that I actually already followed. You know what I mean? Yes. So it's a good thing to actually hear them talk about it and then to read that and to know exactly where to go and where to stand as a people. You know what I'm saying? So Neely Fuller Jr.
Neely Fuller Jr. So what does it mean to stay on code? What does that mean? When they say stay on code, what does that mean?
So for one, I think a lot of people have a misunderstanding or don't know exactly what it is. You know what I mean? So to stay on code, well, number one, the code is so it should never change. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you put in place, that's just what it's going to be. It's just like simple math. 2 + 2 will always be 4. You know what I mean? So, it just stand on code. For example, like one of the parts of the code is to never tear down your people, no matter what they do.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Never tear down your people. You know what I mean? Like if they do something wrong, you have the ability to talk to them like brother, sister, like what are you doing? What's going on? You know what I mean? Because 9 times out of 10, it's just something going on in their mind. You know what I mean? And they never had anyone to pull them to the side and talk to them about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So never tear down your brother and sister. That's really like one of the main things. But it's a bunch of different stuff for different scenarios.
That seems to be the be in sequel. What I mentioned earlier is the golden rule. There's like a golden rule that many cultures have some formula of it, but it essentially means what you're talking about. It's a principle, a code of how to deal with each other. And I say this because
that's needed.
Yeah,
that's needed. because
because
we don't know what the hell we doing with our brothers and sisters for some reason. You know what I mean? We so emotional for many different reasons, and sometimes rightfully so. Look at the life that we live in. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? We don't know how to really control our emotions, where to put our emotions. You know what I mean? So, it's we have to operate by a certain manner in order for us to go in the right direction as a people. You know what I mean? So I feel like all the other so-called races, um, they have a certain specific code that's just for them.
yes.
The Chinese, they operate by a specific code.
As soon as they
The
show up, they
yes,
already know what to do.
the so-called Jews,
Yeah.
everyone operate by a specific code. We are the only ones that don't really have a code that we operate by. There may be some codes in the different religions, but the key point, there's different religions.
Right.
What I'm saying? So, when it comes to them, they have all different type of religions, but they all operate on one code. And I'm gonna tell you, the biggest religion on planet Earth is white supremacy. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? They will put white supremacy over their Christianity. They put white supremacy over being Muslim or or anything. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Masonic.
Yes.
White supremacy is the biggest religion, and that's what they follow. You know what I mean? That becomes top priority. So if we was hopping on some type of code, black supremacy or whatever it is, whatever we want to call it, whatever it is, we should do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's over your religion.
Yes, indeed. And
Yeah.
that seems to be a task all by itself. Let me ask you: can you define a serpent? What does it mean if someone is called or behaves like a serpent?
To the serpent.
A serpent, yes.
And what I think about a serpent is just somebody that has an underlying agenda outside of what you agreed upon. You know what I mean? So someone that will act in a certain way where it may seem cool at first, it may seem like everything is straight, but they doing secret things, you know, under you, or beside you. You know what I'm saying? So there's one thing that people will always say: you got to watch your friends, you got to watch some of your family members, because them are the ones that can really hurt you. You know what I mean? You know what your
Closest
enemy
to
is
you.
about. You know what I mean? You know what your enemy is about. But when it comes to the people that's the closest to you, that I mean, we got to understand people's agenda and question everything. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a serpent, is just someone that could slither and and on the low, be real quiet
That's
with their
hidden.
actions. You know what I'm
Let me
saying?
ask you this then. Okay, let's change the direction of the questions here. If you could say kun faya kun, which means be it is, what would you have to become?
Say that one more time. Apologize.
If you could simply say, and the response would be instantaneous. Kun faya kun, which translates
Mhm.
as be and it is.
Okay.
What would you have to become?
Yeah. So I'm a nature type of guy. What that's telling me is the things that happen in nature is supposed to happen. You know what I mean? So as far as reaching out to you, um, I don't necessarily think that's necessary. Because everything, the Most High, the God, whatever, actually moving to make it happen. So just letting things you manifest and you make things move, but then you just be you. You be who you are supposed to be. You know, you are the plant, of this earth, just like the vegetables and plants and things like that are all around us. We are plants as well. We are here
We're
for a
part of
reason.
all of this.
We're all part, So in Kemet, in certain knowledge, they say Netzeru, and Netzeru is everything is connected and everything is God. You know what I mean? So we all connected. Even when we look at some of our DNA strands, we'll realize that our DNA is connected to a plant's DNA, and a lot of things that comes natural in the earth. You know what I mean? So, it's a scientific approach, but it's also really real. We are here for a specific reason, or we must find that reason. But if we're too busy being, something that we're not, then we would never be where we need to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got two more questions because I don't want to. I
So I
could
did.
rain questions at you all day, but I'll limit it to two more.
Okay.
This one, what's the difference in following an individual versus following a cause emphasized by an individual?
No individual is perfect. You know what I'm saying? I would never ask someone to follow me or to follow anyone, but follow the movement, follow the person's action. You know what I'm saying? So if the person is about action and you really like that action moves you, the action is doing something for you and your family and like-minded people that surround you, then follow the action. So it's not about the person. We just in the shell. So we are energy beings, you know what I'm saying? So if I'm pushing out an energy, that's what it is. You're following the energy, not the person. You know what I'm saying? So the person doesn't matter. For example, Grandmaster Jay, he's Grandmaster Jay, cool. We get into the habit of liking people personalities and stuff like that. And but I'm gonna keep it real with you. Personalities don't really matter. Let me turn this light on. Dang, I feel like okay, I'm glitching with the light. Hold on. Let me turn it down. Off off. Dang. Okay. Okay. All right. So, you know, it really doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Well, how well you like someone's personality, it's the energy of things. Oh, let me turn this off, man, because
It's causing a glitching.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on.
Here is the last. This is the last question, and then I'll give you a few minutes to, share some thoughts to the family.
Get that natural light. See,
Yes, indeed. Yes,
you got
indeed. Yes, it's clear.
your platform loves the naturalness. Your platform loves the naturalness. You know what I mean? So let me get some natural light. Not all that little technology that's gonna be a little extra. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Question is this: what do you consider a worthy study for the black family to take on that would help improve our unification efforts?
I'm always preaching, to live by a code. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, a text that we could all get, or even if we want to listen to audio, because sometimes I could be a little dyslexic or whatnot, with, that seems to be the black people thing. We don't pick up a book and actually read it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Neely Fuller Jr., we got to show him love, first off. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people is not really, really hip to the brothers. Some of us are, you know what I mean? So let's look up his work. You know what I mean? We could type it in YouTube right now when it comes to how to deal with each other, how to work with each other. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's very important in order to have any type of organization, no matter if it's a tribe or anything that you want to start, anything that you want to be around. You know what I mean? So just to hop on code, understand the code. You know what I'm saying? And that's really the biggest thing, because we all have different religions and backgrounds. You know what I mean? We just need to know how to deal with each other, how to work with each other.
How to
You know
meet
what
in
I'm
the
saying?
middle.
So, yeah, so if we could do it, if we could understand also the Willie Lynch theory, and kind of do like what Malcolm did with the dictionary. You know what I'm saying? So he looked at all those negative words, and the brother was like, switch it around, flip it around. Don't just believe what they say. Flip it around. So what if we actually flipped around the Willie Lynch theory? You know what I'm saying? So everything that they put in place, flip it around. So instead of shooting down your brother and sister, doing old against young, and the woman versus the man and all of that stuff, why don't you just show love towards the man, show love towards the woman, show love towards the elders, towards the youngins, just show love. You know what I mean? Flip that around, because at the end of the day they use that as a weapon anyway. So why not flip that around? You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? So I feel like that will be two great things to start with.
Yes,
You know
indeed.
what I'm saying?
I want to share with you a contemplation, just something that just came to my mind just a moment. I'm looking at all, us having this conversation, many of the other brothers and family, Major TV, all the things, I'm looking at all the different circles of communication that we keep on, uh, running into basically, and
Mhm.
I'm seeing the synchronization going on because you know you go to like I said, you go to the Major TV, you go to your channel, you go to Talk Black, and there's a harmony. And then I'm looking at the fact that all of this was inspired by an individual standing up for a cause. And I'm saying this especially to the naysayers. Look, just pay attention to results, not all the miscellaneous stuff, but the results of what happens when people desire unification, black unity. You understand? The codes, as this thickens, the codes will start becoming more manifest amongst us. You understand? They'll start to become more common elements that we just know and just do, pretty much instinctively. You understand? As we show up amongst each other, and that starts to grow. You understand? That's what planting seeds, planting a seed. That's what the brother did. You understand? That's what I'm saying. People are looking at this all. Some of these people are looking at it all wrong. They're missing the bigger picture. Look at what's happening. I mean, just think. 2 years ago, I didn't know nobody that's on this feed right here. Didn't know you. Didn't know Major. Didn't know anybody. You understand? And little by little, each other started to influence and affect each other and impress each other's, psyche, each other's soul. So much that look, we're like, we gotta reach out and communicate. We gotta talk because you talking what I'm, you saying what I'm hearing. I mean, you understand? You're talking the talk, and then we should start. This is how it happens. If you look in history, our story, anyone's story, their initiation point, the point where they started, you'll find a common thread, a common behavior, a common experience. And as I mentioned earlier, it's a ball that once it starts rolling, it can't stop, and it won't stop until it manifests what its purpose is. And that's what's happening here. That's why I say, it's not about it's not no blindness here. It's a certain faith and determination that look, there are those who are waking up. We're starting to see. We're starting to believe in ourselves. We're starting to see what we're capable of. We're starting to disbelieve in the deception and the lies that have been pushed through our mind, body, and soul for ages. And we're starting to try to make a difference in our own self, most importantly, and in so doing, making a difference in our brothers, sisters, our communities around us. That's just what happened. So I want to say, brother, first of all, do you have anything that you would like else that you would like to share with the family?
Man, it's all love, man. I definitely appreciate your platform, man. You know what I'm saying? You coming through, because the first time I seen you speak, I knew you had some knowledge with you. I knew you wanted to share something. So I was glad to finally see you come up with a platform. I'm not sure how long you've been doing it, but I just started seeing it, you know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, this is a good move for the brother, you know what I mean? Because he definitely got a lot to say, and a lot to give, for the people. You know what I'm saying? So we all have a voice. We all need to share our voice. You know what I'm saying? So I encourage everybody to, have a platform and build with people Because I can guarantee you there's going to be some like-minded thinkers just like you. You'll be surprised. You know what I'm saying? So if you feel like you're by yourself, if you feel like no one understands you, go ahead, make a video, make some content. You know what I'm saying? So I guarantee you people will come through, they'll show love, you know what I mean? Then you could build with them. You know what I'm saying? So you can have your own little tribe on whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So just make it righteous, you know. So and
So
that's
what I'm posting up here on the screen for the family that you see right here is OC the Great TV's OC the Great TV YouTube channel. So make sure that you take the opportunity to let me see if I can do this real quick, to visit that site, the YouTube site, and subscribe, like, click the notifications and all that kind of stuff. Offer your support. You understand? Whatever you can do to support the brother's channel, make sure you're doing that as well. And of course, make sure you are able to, do your part. You know, understand? We don't have time to, this is we come together and we dialogue and we communicate like this. But at the end of the day, we got to get up and take what we've gotten, take the benefits that we have, and manifest them as tools and do our part for this movement. You understand? We lift each other up like that. You understand? We lift Brother Jay up. We lift each other up when we are all doing our part. That way, is people aren't straining their voice in vain, trying to communicate unity, and we're just sitting there being entertained. Like, oh, that's what we're feeling. This is good to watch. I don't have nothing else to do right now, so let me just watch and entertain myself because he's saying some fiery stuff. I like to hear it, and then I'll go outside and play. You understand? No, you got to take what you get. You got to take this opportunity while it lasts, because it's not going to be here forever. Once like these, we're not going to always have each other being able to do this. You understand? We have to take the strength, take the benefits, take the blessings that each other is sharing with each other, and use it to keep this unity effort going and succeed in it. Somehow, some way, either our generation, next generation, some generation, we win this. That's the story. The happily ever after. That's what we're getting. So we definitely appreciate our beloved brother OC, and again, any given time, you're definitely welcome, to these type of things, to these lives and whatnot. Nothing but peace and respect.
Yeah. Peace to the guys, man. Whenever you want to have me on, just hit me up. You know what I'm saying? So it's all love. It's all love.
Yes, indeed.
So do that.
Peace and blessings, black man. Stay strong. Stay on code.
Indeed. You too, brother. Peace to the guys.
So there you have it, beloved family. We were able to be blessed with the presence and the wisdom and insight from our beloved brother OC the Great, and the very brother who was able to hold his ground had gained a lot more respect. Because a lot of times, when we see our family talking with opponents, it kind of puts you on your chair, like, oh man, is he going to hold his ground? Is he going to stay strong? Is he going to is he going to tap out? No, but the brother was. I already knew it. I already knew that the brother was going to be strong. That's why, to me, it was an enjoyment to watch. You understand? It wasn't a pain to watch. It was an enjoyment to watch, because I was able to see one from our own ranks hold it down. You understand? That's to me, that's worthy of being. That's worthy of respect. That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel about it, beloved family. So, beloved family, I want to give us a few reminders. One's right here. I just want to go ahead and put this out there again. This was presented May 8th, 2021, and I was told by some that the brother was able to see and did appreciate the certificate, and things are. I'm definitely honored that the brother was able to that we were able to do this, because to me, we need to be able to show those who stand up and those who do right and those who do notable actions, we need to acknowledge it. You understand? We need to show that, look, we see your effort. It didn't. Nobody's sleeping on it this way. You understand? It didn't go under, our eyes. We saw, we watched, we observed, we witnessed, and we appreciate. You understand? That's what this is about right here. We appreciate. So, and with that in mind, let's go ahead and throw this one up here, so that we keep in mind that we need to make sure that you're doing what you can to support the Grandmaster J Legal Defense Fund. Every little bit counts. You see some with 5, some with 10, some with 20. I saw someone with $4,444,000. Respect. We don't know who they are because they're anonymous, but much respect and honor to the family for that effort. So make sure you're doing your part, we're doing our part, because this is all for the cause. Want for your brother what you want for yourself. You understand? Plain and simple. Bottom line. Black. This is all about black unity, black empowerment. Just be black. Bottom line. That's what this is about. You're supporting because you're supporting what it means to be black and unified and protecting and standing up for our own. That's what you're supporting. And while you're in the habit of supporting, you might as well go ahead and make sure, check that line up there at the top. Make sure that you offer your support. Join Soul Journey of Life. Support Soul Journey of Life. Do what you can to keep the platform alive. You understand? Let's see here. Make sure that make this your home. This is our thing. You understand? Stop whining and crying because these other platforms are blocking you or suspending you and all this other madness. Forget them. Let them suspend their own people. Let them suspend somebody else. Let's do our own thing. You understand? You see how it works. You see how it operates. We could have been doing this last year. You understand? Because that's when the cycle's out. That's when I established. But it takes time. I understand. It takes time. So get hit. So yeah, yes indeed. Go ahead and support Soul Journey of Life. Join Soul Journey of Life. Support Soul Journey of Life. Do what you can. And beloved black family, I have nothing but love, peace, and respect for the family. And it's really all that matters to me at this point in my life is seeing that, that my actions are something that benefits, our cause, that benefits us as a people, rather than just be something, self-centered or selfish or something like that, but something that means something that can positively affect, so that when I'm long gone, the good actions that I did keep on echoing and keep on continuing. Inshallah. So there's that, beloved family. As I do, I'm going to go ahead and rock everybody out and close this. My name is Abdul Wadud, aka Wapenzi, also called Questman. Let's do that right there. And stay strong, beloved black family. You understand? There's no hope to lose here. You understand? This is all strong. This is all solid. You understand? The people who are about this are going to be where they need to be. The people who are not about this, we don't have to worry about it because they're not going to be in the ranks. Plain and simple. They're not going to be in the ranks. So, salam alaikum, shalom, hotep, one love, peace and blessings, Black Nation. Have a blessed night. Yes, indeed. Black power. All right. Let's go ahead and 1 million strong our way out of here, right? Let's see. Do it this way first. All right.
In this life we have only one try. Only one try.
Must have a liberation. United black committed nation. That's the situation.
Black sisters to the right, black brothers to the left. Original cold black fist against my chest. Brain the soldiers, salute to the soldiers. Black unity, black family. It's time for you and me to start the gathering. Just be black, unite, we clap back. Little I can roll, stay on gold, gotta have that. NFAC operation, nation is united black versus in its sense. All for the pride of the people, breaking the chains of the evil. Devil is death, the well-us, breaking the up in. 400 years of pain, insane, always come to an end. But when we get strong, come marching on your lawn. Signs of the last day, what you waiting on? Come together, one million. Together, get together, 1 million. We come together, 1 million. And it's all water. Come together, 1 million. We got to get together, 1 million. We come together, 1 million. And it's all water. Come together, 1 million. We got to get it together, 1 million. We come together, 1 million. And it's all water. Why? Every time we want unified to kill a lock of our leaders, cover up our lies, face to the face, knees to the neck, who knew our flesh was worthy of disrespect. No black men don't die, even if they try, we gotta rise, restore the black family, strengthen ties, strengthen ties, strengthen ties. Holy bear, let not you despair. Remember who you are by the wool of your hair, the bronze of your skin from the head to the feet. 1 million strong black soldiers in the streets, unvisor to the west, setting in the east. The God of my chest against the mark of the beast. 1 million strong, be all I need to speak. We all we need to power God is unity. 1 million strong, come together. 1 million, we gotta get it together. 1 million, we come together. 1 million strong, and it's all water. Come together. 1 million, we gotta get it together. 1 million, we come together. 1 million strong, and it's all water. Come together. 1 million, we got to get it together. 1 million, we come together. 1 million, and it's all water. Fear no evil, the God be amongst his people. Remove all labels, the black nation, all equal. Consider this table black scholars. We sit to the Greek angels, manifest by angels. Ignite the flames of history, just all angels. Be terrible to those mentally stable. Once was mighty evil, known as the chop down. Forgot the mighty tree had seeds who grow and reclaim the ground. They really thought we'd stay asleep. Chest move family, keep it their eye on the beast. Get off that mountain, go and tell it out the street. West man, the light stays on his feet. Nobody move, nobody make a sound. 1 million strong, standing on sacred ground. Another 1 million armed just in case it goes down. You can, baby, pass it all around. 1 million strong, come together. 1 million, we gotta get it together. 1 million, we come together. 1 million strong, and it's all water. Come together. 1 million, we gotta get it together. 1 million, we come together. 1 million strong, and it's all water. Come together. 1 million, we got to get it together. 1 million, we come together. 1 million, and it's all water. Come together, we got to get it together. We come together.
Light,